Welcome to another Game Nexus Mame review. Today we'll be looking at Mortal Kombat on the Midway Y Unit arcade hardware. The original version of this game was released in 1992. What we're playing right now is the Rev 5, which actually has some bug fixes and some additions, such as being able to select the same character for both players, and a bunch of bug fixes as well. This release was actually released on March 19th of 1993, and this is actually running on the T Unit instead of the Y Unit. The T Unit is actually the hardware that Mortal Kombat 2 runs on. I'm just going to select Sonya here, since I always seem to select her in the original game. The thing I love about this game is the digitized sprites, where they look more human and less cartoon. Where basically they just digitized people the best they could at the time, and you got these more realistic looking people, whereas in Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 they're more animated. I can remember back in the day this game struck a lot of controversy about what kind of violence can be shown in games, and especially the fatalities, of course. Now, of course, this was released on a number of consoles. In 1992, you got the Mega Drive Sega Genesis version. In 93, you got the Super NES version, which of course was censored and you didn't even have blood. Got it. In 1993, you got the Game Boy version, but Johnny Cage was not in it. Then in 1993, you also got the Sega Master System version, but you had no Kano. Same problem was with the Game Gear version. Guys start to rise up here a little bit, and they don't fall for my tricks. And he doesn't want to take that one either. In 1993, you got the Sega CD version, which had a few enhancements over the Genesis version, such as the full motion video intro, the CD audio. The only disadvantage there, of course, you're going from a cartridge to a CD, so you're getting some load time. Of course, in 2004, the Mortal Kombat Deception Premium Edition for the PlayStation and the Xbox had this game as a bonus. But of course, that was only the Premium Edition. The regular edition of the game did not have that. I hate when he does that. He hates when I do that. Finish her.
Scorpion wins.
Okay, we're just gonna continue here. I'm gonna be Raiden. He was always one of my favorite characters as well. I always loved this stage. I don't know why. Now we got Sub-Zero because Sonya took over for. This was released on a couple computers, like you saw it on the MS-DOS and Amiga in '93. And then the Midway Treasures Deluxe Edition for Windows in 2006. Of course, also in 2004, Jack Specific put out a Mortal Kombat plug-and-play controller, one of those TV games type deals. I still say it sounds like he's saying he needs a bidet. When he does that, he's like, I need a bidet! And then he says something else as well. But yeah, Mortal Kombat was the fighting game that brought video game violence to its new height, especially when it comes to fighting games, of course. I just punched the shit out of him there. I didn't actually finish him, but hey, it works. Now we get to fight Scorpion again. One thing I never liked about this game is how roundhouse kicks don't seem to do much. Sure, they take quite a bit of damage out, but if you remember in other Mortal Kombat games, they more or less throw your opponent across the field. Whereas in this game, it's like your character just keeps walking. And there he goes. That looks kind of weird how he lies across the beam, like his head or legs would probably fall down. One thing that's very interesting is watching the Icons episode about Mortal Kombat, when they talk about how they made the different characters. Like, originally they were going to make Jean-Claude Van Damme the video game, but they actually couldn't get the license for his character. So Johnny Cage was actually their Jean-Claude Van Damme character, whereas the character of Raven was designed from, I believe it was Big Trouble in Little China was a movie, and there's a guy like that in the movie, so then they made him. Of course, Terminator was popular at the time, so that's how Kano appeared. And of course, our good little friends, the Palette Swap Ninjas. Let's see if I can actually do this. Wow, I can actually do it. But our good friends, the Palette Swap Ninjas, Scorpion and Sub-Zero, was because they simply didn't have enough memory on the original game to put enough characters, so they just used 2 characters. And of course, your Liu Kang is more or less your Bruce Lee type character, since he was popular at the time as well. And of course, later on, he dons his signature red pants and his headband. But of course, in this game, he looked pretty plain. I love that Shang Tsung sitting in the background there. He just looks so menacing. He's like, "You're fighting for me. I don't really care about you guys at all." I always hated that. Well, unless I was actually Liu Kang, then I loved it. And our good friend Shang Tsung claps, but he shouldn't clap when I lose because that's not good. I always liked the Mortal Kombat 1 Shang Tsung. I thought he was cool. But it seems like the Mortal Kombat 2 and 3 designs are mostly kept for later games. I still say, when Liu Kang gets hit, he sounds like he gets hit in the balls. It's like, I just noticed Shang Tsung turned his head when I uppercutted him. That was cool. Okay, and here of course is our Terminator wannabe Kano. I personally like Kano the best in Mortal Kombat 3. I like his character design a little better there. But as I had mentioned earlier, I just like the more realistic looking characters here as opposed to the later games. But yeah, there's no doubt about it. Mortal Kombat is an excellent game. If you haven't ever played the original version of Mortal Kombat in arcade, I'd highly recommend you grabbing it, especially Rev 5 here, which is actually the original ROM. All the clones are the earlier versions, so the original ROM MK is Rev 3. So, Mortal Kombat, excellent game, definitely worth playing. Even in this day and age, it's an awesome game. In fact, if you like fighting games, there's no reason not to play this game. So this has been another Game Nexus Mame review, and I will see you later.